The commentary on the Hevajra Tantra, called the Jewel Garland of Yoga. Yoga ratna mālā nāma Hevajra pañjikā by Kāṇha. Part 1. The Realization of the Vajra Essence. Chapter 1. The Family of Vajra. Om, homage to Hevajra, homage to youthful Manjushri. Having saluted the glorious Hevajra, whose nature is supreme joy, I write the instructions on the Hevajra Tantra according to the lineage of former masters. Om, homage to the glorious Hevajra. Thus did I hear at one time. The Blessed One dwelt in the bhagas of the Vajra women, which are the body, speech, and mind of all Tathagatas. Referring to the passage that begins, "Thus did I," this is just the statement of the original setting that is revealed in the sutras and the tantras. Others, however, explain it otherwise, namely that here it contains the essential meaning. Regarding this, the Blessed One said, "My teaching should be recounted, O monks, with the words, 'Thus did I hear.' Therefore, the original reciter says, 'Thus did I hear.' So, regarding this, some say the following. By saying here, the original reciter indicates that this is a recitation. If the recitation represented personal understanding or second-hand transmission, it would not be authoritative. Therefore, in order to discount these two possibilities, the original reciter says, 'Thus did I.' In this phrase, I indicates, I heard it myself, it was not second-hand. Thus means exactly as I will now present. At one time means at one point in time only, that is, not all the time and not in all places. The Blessed One is Vajradhara in the form of Hevajra. The blessings are the qualities such as power and so forth. Whoever possesses these blessings is a Blessed One. As is said, the blessings are known to be 6, complete sovereignty, knowledge, renown, splendor, beauty, and meaningful endeavor. Dwelt means that he dwelt in the ways that a Buddha dwells. Where did he dwell? He dwelt in the bhagas of the Vajra women, which are the body, speech, and mind of all Tathagatas. The bhagas of the Vajra women, referring to Lochana and so forth, are precisely the Dharmodaya, the form of Vajradhara, who is the combination of the 3 secrets, body, speech, and mind, of all Tathagatas, which is to say, each and every Tathagata. They are such because their bodies are the intrinsic nature of the infinite phenomena that are free of defilements. The 2 phrases, the body, speech, and mind of all Tathagatas, and the bhagas of the Vajra women, are compounded together in an adjectival relationship. In them means in a temple palace located there. Considering that the Blessed One's dwelling place is the most secret of all secret places, it is implied that a suitable assembly has gathered. This, however, is described in the earlier Tantra and will not be repeated here. Accordingly, I offer the provisional meaning. Also, regarding the passage beginning, "Thus did I," eva maya, and so forth, the syllable e is said to be the bhaga. The syllable vam is known as the vajra. The word I, maya, stands for the movement, and heard, shrutam, is that which is of 2 kinds. As Vajradhara will also say, the Blessed Lord takes the form of semen, and his bliss is known as the amorous consort. Having the nature of qualities and enjoyment is Vajradhara's characteristic. And the concealed, samvrita, resembles jasmine flowers, and the revealed, vivrita, has the nature of bliss. Thus, these initial words express the nature of emptiness and compassion, the nature of wisdom and means, the nature of the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya, the nature of concealed truth and relative truth, and the nature of the stage of arising and the stage of the arisen. Vajradhara will also say, the syllable he expresses great compassion, while Vajra expresses wisdom. Now listen to the Tantra spoken by me. It has the nature of wisdom and means. Based on this interpretation, the next part, beginning with at one time, is easy to understand. This interpretation, which has been passed down through a lineage of transmission, is favored by some. The opening line can also be understood as follows. The syllable e is known as earth, the activity seal, lochana. She is located at the navel in the 64-petaled chakra of creation. The syllable vam is known as water, the dharma seal, māmaki. She is located at the heart in the 8-petaled lotus of the chakra of qualities. The syllable ma is known as fire, the great seal, pandura. She is located at the throat in the 16-petaled lotus of the chakra of enjoyment. The syllable ya is said to be wind, the samaya seal, samayatara. She is located in the 32-petaled lotus of the chakra of great bliss. The word shrutam is said to be the natural state, which is of two kinds. The concealed is the form of the deity during the stage of arising. The revealed is the form of bliss during the stage of the arisen. The Dharma of the Buddhas is based on the two truths. Elsewhere it is said, the instructions of the Vajra holders are concerned with the two stages, the stage of arising and the stage of the arisen. This explains the statement, thus did I hear at one time, as was previously taught. There the Blessed One said, the essence of the body, speech, and mind of all Tathagatas is revered, and the most secret of the exceedingly secret. So it is, O Vajragarbha, deeply compassionate one, great Bodhisattva. Excellent, excellent. Hear about the essence of the Vajra being, the great being, the Samaya being, called Hevajra. There, meaning in the midst of the assembly, the Blessed One explains the distinction that the essence of the body, speech, and mind of all Tathagatas, their inner core, is the revered Vajradhara, the supreme deity. Vajradhara is accordingly the secret among all Tathagatas. He is exceedingly secret because he is inaccessible to the Shravakas and so forth. He is Hevajra. Encouraging the assembly, who had become delighted through their faith and knowledge that Hevajra is difficult to find, the Blessed One says, O Vajragarbha, and so forth. The word here logically connects to that which will be heard. Vajragarbha asked, why is he a Vajra being? How is he a great being? In what way is he a Samaya being? Please tell me, O Blessed One. Regarding the passage that begins, Vajragarbha asked, what does he ask? He asks 3 questions. The Blessed One replied, Vajra expresses the unbreakable. Being is the oneness of the 3 existents. Based on this understanding, he is known as a Vajra being. Regarding the passage that begins, the Blessed One replied, unbreakable means that it cannot be destroyed. It cannot be articulated by proponents of either one's own or an opponent's doctrines. What is it then? It is the emptiness of all phenomena. Also, the Master Devapada said, in arguments concerning emptiness, all statements made to counter it are not replies at all, for they exemplify the thesis to be proved. In the Vajra Shekhara, the Blessed One said, an essence that is solid, not hollow, that cannot by definition be broken or split, unburnable and unbreakable, emptiness is called Vajra. In the phrase, being is the oneness of the three existence. The word being means existing. Being refers to the state of being an agent of meaningful actions, a state characterized by conditionality. Being has the nature of the five aggregates. Accordingly, the Blessed One called Brahmins beings, insofar as they consist of the five aggregates. These five are the three existents, namely body, speech, and mind, which are one. There is no duality, as they are perfect luminosity. In the phrase based on this understanding, that is, based on the analysis found in the Prajñā Paramita and the Madhyamaka analysis, the term Vajra being describes the body of qualities. Filled with the flavors of great knowledge, he is called Great Being. Constantly keeping the samaya, he is called Samaya Being. Regarding the passage that begins, filled with the flavors of great knowledge refers to the teachings advanced by the Great Vehicle. They have a flavor which means taste. He is, in a manner of speaking, filled with such flavors. In a temple palace decorated with the most resplendent jewels, with his perfectly pure body adorned with the major and minor marks, and gratified with the flavors of the great bliss of the enjoyment body, while surrounded by infinite hosts of yoginis, he emanates and withdraws himself, tirelessly circling within samsara for as long as it exists, continually and perpetually. He, the Great Being, is verily the enjoyment body of the Buddhas. In the passage beginning, constantly keeping the samaya, samaya refers to reaching everywhere in space by means of sending emanations, thereby moving throughout the three worlds in various forms that employ skillful means to guide beings according to their specific needs. Because he does this perpetually, he is a samaya being, a phrase that describes the infinitely diversified creation body of the Buddhas. Vajragarbha asked, "As for Hevajra, how is such a name constructed? What is expressed by the syllable he, and what is meant by Vajra?" Regarding the passage that begins, Vajragarbha asked, what does he ask? He asks about the meaning of the name Hevajra, which indicates that he is a Vajra holder. The Blessed One replied, "The syllable he expresses great compassion, while Vajra expresses wisdom. Now listen to this tantra spoken by me. It has the nature of wisdom and means." With this combination of syllables that comprise its name, Hevajra has the nature of wisdom and means. Regarding the line, "Now hear this tantra," and so forth, tantra means literary composition and is of three types: the tantra of cause, of result, and of means. In this case, the cause refers to the beings that belong to the Vajra family. The result is the fully manifested form of Hevajra, and the means is the path that is now being explained with its attendant methods. This tantra is spoken by me, that is, by Vajradhara. The words "by me," equivalent to "thus have I," and so forth, are the statement of introduction in this present context. Here means direct your attention to what will be heard. As a simple indication of what will be taught, Vajradhara says, "The gazes, the summoning," and so forth. There are the gazes, the summoning, and the great language of signs, capability that is known to be of many types. There are paralyzing and banishing, the paralyzing of armies and hostile rites. There are the arising, abiding, and instrumental cause of the yoginis as is appropriate, capability and knowledge, both general and specific, in accordance with the arising of the deities. As is appropriate means progressing through the stages of lesser, intermediate, and intense, as explained in the chapter on the deities. Arising refers to the arrangement of the letters. Abiding refers to the support. The instrumental cause refers to the moon and sun discs, the seed syllables, and the emblems. Capability refers to the power derived through mastering the mantra recitation and the visualization. General knowledge is the science of astrology and so forth. Specific knowledge is knowing one's duties toward all masters. In the phrase "in accordance with the arising of the deities," of the deities means of Hevajra and so forth. In accordance with the arising means generating them in the required sequence. There is, to begin with, only one cause for Heruka's arising. Beings are liberated through existence alone. O Vajragarbha of great compassion. Regarding the passage that begins, "There is to begin with," why does it say "to begin with"? It is said in the mantra branch of the Great Vehicle that new practitioners should begin their practice by becoming the form of the deity. As it is said, the first practice for beginning practitioners, as prescribed in the Tantra, is the visualization of the deity's form, as it brings success in all activities. One cause, indicating great means, refers to subsequent explanations of the second topic, the stage of the arisen. Regarding the passage that begins "beings are" and so forth, in the phrase "through existence alone," existence means arising, conveying the sense of arising from birth to birth. It is only through the body, which is characterized by the 5 aggregates, that one is liberated. O Vajragarbha of great compassion is an address in the vocative case. They are bound by the fetters of existence and liberated through recognition of it. Existence needs to be cultivated, O wise one, as does non-existence, through recognition of it. Heruka should be cultivated in the same way, through the recognition of non-existence. Some describe liberation as characterized by an absence of the aggregates, the state of nirvana, in which the aggregates no longer remain. They might raise the doubt, if liberation only occurs through existence, how does bondage occur? To that, Vajradhara says, they are bound by the fetters of existence. That is to say, it is through bondage to this existence, grasping attachment to material objects, and believing existence to be real. Then how can they be liberated? Through recognition of it. Recognition of it refers to direct insight, the characteristics of which will be explained below, and the procedure provided in the chapter on reality. There it is said that there is no innately existing form and no one seeing it, and so on. One is liberated through recognizing the fact that the 5 aggregates do not arise. Then, based on this understanding, existence needs to be cultivated. O wise one is an address in the vocative case. This means generally that the form of the deity, which is born from the transformations of the sun, moon, seed, syllables, and emblems, is to be properly cultivated. As for the phrase, as does non-existence, non-existence is to be recognized with complete certainty. To not exist is to be non-existent, unarisen. Thus, as the Blessed One said in the Lankavatara, one who knows the existent to be non-existent never becomes attached to the existent. One who never becomes attached to the existent reaches the causeless samadhi. Heruka should be cultivated in the same way, meaning with the same characteristics described here. Non-existence means that the Heruka's non-existence should also be recognized. The great knowledge located in the body is devoid of all conceptuality. It pervades all entities and, though located there, is not born from the body. Alluding to the second stage, Vajradhara speaks the verse beginning with the great knowledge. It resides in the body, therefore it is located in the body. This knowledge is great, therefore it is called great knowledge. In what sense is it great knowledge if it resides in the body? To clarify this, Vajradhara says, it pervades all things because all phenomena manifest through the true nature are characterized by the natural state of great bliss free of defilements. Therefore, even though it is located there, it is not born from the body. The body is not its cause, because the body has the quality of being deceptive and false. Vajragarbha asked, Blessed One, how many subtle channels are there in the Vajra body? The Blessed One replied, 32. 32 such channels carrying bodhicitta stream from the place of great bliss. Among them are the three main subtle channels, lalana, rasana, and avaduti. The Blessed One will say, Therefore there is no odor, sound, form, or flavor, and there is no purity of mind. There is no touch and no phenomena, since everything is purity. The world is pure by nature. This is how I regard the world. The two stages, the stage of arising and the stage of the arisen, have been taught from the first statement containing the word here. In the context of the stage of the arisen, the support mandala of Hevajra is the body, and the supported mandala consists of the subtle channels that are of the nature of the 15 yoginis. Nevertheless, it is not as yet known how many of them there are, how they are arranged, or the quality of the ensuing realization. This is why Vajragarbha asks about this, saying, Blessed One, and so forth. The channels carry bodhicitta, which means that they induce the innate state. There are three main subtle channels, meaning that as soon as a thorough understanding of the three channels is gained, this very understanding will reveal Hevajra's special status as being defined as the natural state. Lalana has the nature of wisdom. Rasana consists of means, and avaduti, in the center, is free from grasped and grasper. Lalana carries akshobhya, rasana carries blood, and the one called avaduti is said to carry the wisdom moon. Abhejya, Sukshamarupa, Divya, Vama, Vamani, Kumaya, Bhavaki, Sekha, Dvesha, Vishta, Matara, Shavari, Shitada, Ushma, Lalana, Avaduti, Rasana, Pravana, Rishtavadana, Surupini, Samanya, Hetudayika, Viyoga, Premani, Siddha, Pavaki, Sumana, Trivrita, Kamini, Geha, Chandika, and Maradadika. Specifying the respective natures of the three channels, Vajradhara says lalana and so forth. This passage is easy to understand. Vajragarbha asked, What are these 32 subtle channels like, O Blessed One? The line beginning, What are these, presents a question posed by Vajragarbha. The general sense of it is this. Is contemplating the structure of these channels alone sufficient for attaining the state of Vajradhara, or is something else required? The Blessed One replied, They are all transformations of the three existences, and are free of subject and object. However, through universal skillful means, they are imbued with the characteristics of relative existence. To that the Blessed One replies with the passage beginning, "They are all transformations of the three existences." The three existences refers to all phenomena because they comprise all that pertains to body, speech, and mind. They are transformations of them, meaning that the channels have their nature. Consequently, they are precisely free of subject and object. The word "however" introduces an alternative perspective. Through universal skillful means demonstrates that in this system all the channels are imbued with the characteristics of relative existence, specifically as the lalana, rasana, and avaduti channels, as a skillful means for attaining the state of Vajradhara, insofar as the nature of the subtle channels is a cause. This is done in order to aid disciples. Moreover, the categories of the concealed are said to be the vowels and consonants, the moon and sun, wisdom and means, the chakras of qualities, enjoyment, creation, and great bliss, as well as body, speech, and mind. They are the phrase evam maya. Regarding the passage beginning, "Moreover, the categories of the concealed," the yogin, internalizing the plethora of external phenomena, should resolve that they are concealed because they are hidden, and because they are in their most condensed form. The categories of the concealed are of many types, including the vowels, consonants, and the rest. There are the 16 vowels starting with A, and the 34 consonants starting with the letter Ka. These are associated, respectively, with lalana and rasana, the moon and the sun, and with wisdom and means. The terms qualities, enjoyment, and creation refer respectively to the chakra of qualities, the chakra of enjoyment, and the chakra of creation, which are located in the heart, throat, and lower abdomen, respectively. Body, speech, and mind are associated with the same three chakras. The chakra of the body is in the lower abdomen, that of the speech in the throat, and that of the mind in the heart. The chakra of great bliss, located in the head, should be known to have a nature understood in terms of the same triad. Within these four chakras are the elemental natures of earth, water, fire, and wind, as well as the four seals. All of this is expressed by the phrase evam maya. The goddess Lochana is known by the syllable e, Mamaki by the syllable vam, Pandura is known by the syllable ma, and Tarani by the syllable ya. There is a lotus with 64 petals in the chakra of creation, an 8-petaled lotus in the chakra of qualities, a 16-petaled lotus in the chakra of enjoyment, and a lotus with 32 petals in the chakra of great bliss. This sequence of enumerating the chakras establishes the arrangement that follows. Here in the passage beginning, "There is a lotus with 64 petals," the number of the lotus petals is specified for the chakra of creation and the other chakras. In the chakra of creation, there is a lotus with 64 petals. The syllables A, Ka, Cha, Ta, Ta, Pa, Ya, and Sha are located on the 8 innermost petals from right to left, and the syllable A is on the pericarp. There is a downward-facing 8-petaled lotus in the heart. The syllables Ya, Ra, La, and Va are located on the 4 petals in the corners. The syllables A, I, U, and I on the 4 petals in the cardinal directions, and the syllable Hum, facing downward, on the pericarp. There is a 16-petaled lotus in the throat. The syllables A, I, U, and E are arranged from right to left on the 4 central upward-facing petals in the 4 cardinal directions. The syllable Om is located on the pericarp. On the pericarp of the 32-petaled lotus, located in the head, is the syllable Ham, facing downward. The 4 moments are varied, ripe, dissolving, and without characteristic. The sets of properties that are presented in connection with these 4 chakras are oriented to the stage of arising. Concisely put, the 4 moments are oriented to the chakra of creation, and so on. The 4 truths of the Noble Ones are the truth of suffering, of its source, its cessation, and of the path. In the same way, the 4 truths of the Noble Ones are oriented to the 4 chakras. When the contemplation of the chakras has been perfected, the contemplation of the 4 truths of the Noble Ones has also been perfected, as too are the 4 schools. This is because contemplation of the 4 chakras is inclusive of all phenomena. This is only one interpretation which relates to the completion stage. Returning to the passage that begins, "the categories of the concealed," concealed can refer to sprinkling and its divisions. Concerning these, Vajradhara will say, "The sprinkling, described as 4-fold, brings accomplishment to beings. With it one is sprinkled, one is bathed, hence it is given the name sprinkling." Thus there is a 4-fold division of sprinkling. In the same passage he will also say, "and so forth." In this Yoginī Tantra, a master is called an acharya because they tread, charati, far from, arat, evil dharmas. That is the specific concealed intent here. The essential nature of the master initiation is achieved with the support of an activity seal through the innate condition of the 4 moments and 4 joys. Moreover, it cannot be said that one has been initiated with the master initiation merely upon receiving the initiation that prevents regression, as is common in the Kriya Tantras and other classes of Tantra. If that were the case, it would follow that in all circumstances one would be qualified to listen to the explanations of the Yoga Tantras, Yoginī Tantras, and similar Tantras. That is why this initiation is given first in Yoginī Tantras such as the Hevajra Tantra and the like. One is initiated with the master initiation in order to become qualified for study, reflection, and meditation. Depending upon the realization that ensues, one will be able to recognize what is pointed out during the master initiation and the secret, wisdom, and 4th initiations. Those of inferior capacity who have received the master initiation should first stabilize their resolve, and then be taught how to practice cultivation using an activity seal. Thus, in the context of the stage of the arisen, the secret initiation is the experience of the 4 joys that are inherent in the 4 moments, following a master's instructions on placing the jewel in the secret place. It is called the secret initiation because it should not be revealed to yogins who practice conceptual types of meditation. Those of intermediate capacity who receive this initiation should be given instruction on cultivating the samaya seal. The wisdom initiation is similar. Wisdom is superior knowledge, the knowledge that all phenomena are merely mind. The initiation that is given to generate knowledge of this kind is the wisdom knowledge initiation. This initiation, moreover, is intrinsically related to the confluence of the 3 subtle channels that have the natures of the imagined, dependent, and perfected modes of consciousness. It consists of an indication of the moments based on the Master's instructions that involve the heart jewel. Because it involves an external seal, this initiation is known as wisdom knowledge. Once initiated with this initiation, those of the highest capacity should be given instruction on the Dharma seal, the illusion-like samadhi. We also have the statement, followed by the fourth in the same way. There is no difference in meaning between thusness, limit of reality, and the Dhammadhatu. Their nature is seen or accomplished through initiation. The phrase the same way expresses thatness, while followed by indicates that this initiation is given immediately after the wisdom knowledge initiation. The initiation called the fourth initiation follows after the initiation involving an external seal and is dependent on the Master's instructions. It utilizes a yoga free of objective reference to make into one's focal point the moments that are not divided according to fixed position. The fourth initiation is not merely based on the instructions imparted by the Master. If this were the case, how could the Blessed One's instructions to be sprinkled and bathed, instructions intended to wash off impurities during initiations, come about through verbal instructions alone? Someone may ask, why is the reality that is inherent in the fourth initiation not conveyed by words? This is a valid question, but it is not possible to express this reality because it is beyond the scope of words, nor could it be understood by a listener. As it is said, a listener does not directly perceive the truth that shines forth from a speaker, but can see the reflections of the concepts born from the words. Who could realize the truth while constantly overwhelmed with concepts, fabricating their cultivation of truth with hundreds of concepts of their own? But surely, if initiation itself were the direct realization of reality and removed every impurity, why would the realization of the Great Seal not occur at that very moment? It certainly could, but only for those of the highest capacity with ardent diligence. Would someone who does not wish for it see it? No, this reality cannot be seen merely through initiation by those who do not wish for it. As was said by the honored Samayavajra, a Vajra holder with a mind made lucid by the various methods of the Vajranaya, who has experienced manifest great bliss, the Dhammakaya that is realized for oneself, who has attained proficiency, mastered the three Vajras, knows the pure nature of autonomy, and has fully acquired the array of means, and who directly experiences the absence of self, and has put an end to their wandering in existence, will obtain accomplishment in this world, as if it were in the palm of their hand. The same is the case here. Thus, only those of the highest capacity can realize the Great Seal at the exact moment of the fourth initiation. All others must additionally receive instructions on the Great Seal. Therefore, the matter is settled. Regarding the passage that begins, "The Four Truths of the Noble Ones," the Four Truths of the Noble Ones follow the sequence of the four initiations, so that during those the truth of suffering is thoroughly understood, the source of suffering is abandoned, the cessation of suffering is clearly perceived, and the cultivation of the path that leads to that cessation is purified. The four realities are the reality of the self, the reality of the mantra, the reality of the deity, and the reality of knowledge. Similarly, there are four realities. As for the reality of the self, it is said, the 5 aggregates, briefly, are proclaimed to be the 5 Buddhas, while the Vajra sense sources are the mandala of the Vajra Dakinis. The reality of the deity refers to the nature of deities such as Hevajra, and so forth. It is described in the Dakini Vajra Pañjikā thus: O friends, just like the moon reflected in water is neither true nor false, so also the deities of the mandala circle have bodies that are pure and pellucid by nature. Regarding the phrase reality of the mantra, a mantra is so called because it involves a mental process and protection. It is bodhicitta with a nature of indivisible emptiness and compassion. A mantra consists of the letters such as the short A and so forth, which indicate various types of conduct. The reality of knowledge is knowledge that is characterized by great bliss and completely free of conceptual elaboration. The 4 joys are joy, supreme joy, the joy of cessation, and innate joy. It is said that these divisions are understood to be based on the sequence of the joys. That being the case, the 4 moments follow the divisions of the 4 initiations, yielding discrete sets of 4 that are multiplied 4-fold and classified as 16. It is thought that it is only possible for all these moments to be differentiated during the first 3 initiations, but that it is not possible at the time of explaining the 4th initiation because it lacks support for any phenomena. The 4 schools are Stavira, Savastivada, Samvidin, and Mahasangin. The line that begins with the 4 schools refers to the schools, the communities, sangha of monks, as will be explained in the 4th chapter of the 2nd part. The Staviras are in the chakra of creation, and so forth. The moon, sun, and strings of vowels and consonants, the 16 samkrantis, the 64 dandas, the 32 nadis, and the 4 praharas all come in similar sets of 4. Now Vajradhara explains the practice of subtle yoga that steadies the mind and removes all obscuration. The vowels are associated with the air that originates in the left nostril. The consonants are associated with the opposite side. Focused on the correspondence of the inhalation, pause, and exhalation with the syllables Om, Ah, and Hum respectively, the mind of the yogin visualizing them will stabilize, so that all samadhis arise swiftly and easily. As the movement of breath continues day and night, the 16 samkrantis unfold. The statement, all come in similar sets of 4, describes the way they are divided. This 4-fold division should be seen to also apply to all that is listed after Mahasangin. Chandali blazes at the navel, burning the 5 Tathagatas, as well as Lochana and the others. Once burned, Hum streams as the moon. Regarding the passage beginning with Chandali, the word Chandali is explained as follows. Fierce, Chanda, refers to wisdom because of her fierce nature when destroying the primary and subsidiary afflictions. Ali represents Vajrasattva. The phrase blazes at the navel means that she blazes with the fire of great passion while on the pericarp of the multicolored lotus. What does she do? She burns the 5 Tathagatas, which means that she burns the 5 aggregates, rendering them non-existent. Lochana and the others are the elements of earth and so forth. Once burned refers to the time immediately after the song of exhortation, which begins, "Arise, blessed Lord." Hum streams as the moon. The moon has the nature of the syllable hum, which is Vajrasattva. It streams, that is to say, it trickles down, acquiring a body with the nature of Hevajra in order to be of benefit to the world. This is the explanation according to the stage of arising. Continuing to explain the passage that begins with Chandali, fierce, Chanda refers to wisdom, which is represented by the syllable Ali is Vajrasattva, represented by the syllable hum. The name Chandali is thus represented by the syllables and hum. These two syllables blend into a single taste and assume the form of a drop. Chandali then blazes at the navel with the fire of passion's great bliss, at the aperture, at the tip of the jewel. She burns the 5 Tathagatas, who are the 5 aggregates, as well as Lochana and the other Yoginis, who are earth and the other elements. When burned, the hum streams from the chakra of great bliss as the moon, which is to say, bodhicitta. This is the interpretation based on syllables. Chanda is the red Dharmodaya, and Ali is known as the first letter, concentrating the burning fire and carefully fanning it with wind. The moon burns the eye and other consciousnesses, which are in short the 5 Buddhas, along with the corresponding 5 elements, and fulfills the benefit of beings. This is an interpretation according to the lineage. Chanda is wisdom, the left subtle channel. The nature of Ali is means, the right subtle channel. When these two unite as instructed by the master, they are spoken of as Chandali. In the phrase blazes at the navel, the word navel denotes the center. She burns between the 2 subtle channels within the avaduti. Within the fire of great passion she burns away the 5 aggregates, as well as Lochana and the other yoginis, who are the earth element and the rest. The phrase when burned, hum, means that when hum, which stands for I and mine, has been burned, it flows, meaning the wisdom of great bliss arises. Vajradhara will say, this interpretation is passed through the lineage. Chanda is wisdom, discernment derived from within the samadhis of the stages of arising and of the arisen. Ali represents the mind filled with great compassion. Thus the name Chandali expresses emptiness and compassion. Chandali, supreme wisdom, burns in the navel, in the middle between the 2, within the great seal that is distinguished by luminosity. What does she do there? She burns the 5 Tathagatas, Akshobhya and so forth, the lords of the mandala and their circle, Lochana and the rest. She burns them so that not even their ashes remain. After that, once aham, I, and mama, mine, represented by hum, have burned and there is nothing else, there is only mind. After hum is burned, what happens? It streams as the moon, meaning that after hum has burned, the moon, Vajradhara, arises from the samadhi made of pure light. At that very moment one will see the entire world purified by light, in all 3 times, past, present, and future. This was the first chapter, the family of Vajra, who is the body, speech, and mind of all Tathagatas. In the phrase, the family of Vajra, Vajra stands for Hevajra, and his family is the body. Alternatively, the family is his arising. The chapter that elucidates this is called The Family of Vajra. This concludes the Family of Vajra, the first chapter in the Jewel Garland of Yoga, a commentary on the Hevajra Tantra, composed by the Venerable Master Kṛṣṇa.